what you made me do. Look what I made for you.
His name is Old Man Way.
I live by the funk. I die by the funk.
Old Man Way. Old Man. I'm about to do something terrible. Old Man Way. Old Man. Old Man.
Nope, not doing this. We're not doing this.
Ha ha. Point. Old man. Old man. Old man. Old man. Yo, can I just say that I wish people would start calling when you want to insult somebody, we should bring back the word doof. Doof and daffy.
What is daffy?
Like someone who's just like wacky and like when someone does something so dumb, it's like it borderlines like calamitous. Like that motherfucker's daffy.
I feel like we can't use daffy anymore. We can't use certain words. Like I feel like because I don't have an issue with it, but I feel like certain words like you would use it. You'd say like Donald Trump's daffy or Biden's daffy or whatever, right? And then some group is gonna say, "Well, you're being ableist" or something like that. Like I'm afraid to even look up what that word actually means. Like somebody's gonna dig up a backstory and then you get canceled.
Silly.
That's how it works.
Silly, mildly eccentric.
Okay, that should work. That should work.
That seems fine to me.
Daffy works. Anyway, welcome to the Old Man Way Show. I am your host, the God of Stub and the Lord of Laughter, Old Man Way, and I'm here with Brandon Carr and Super Wakabi. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing tonight?
What's happening?
Feeling good.
It's about time. It's been too long. I missed y'all.
Yeah, we've all been going through it, man. Like it's like I've just been like my mental health has been kind of on E due to some shit on my job that I'll talk to y'all about when I'm off the air.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly just maintaining. And like last week I was just last week there was some shit going on. The week before that, like I was just dumb tired. Like I couldn't. Yeah. My wife constantly reminds me that like she goes, I was like, but all I did was write and read all night. She goes, your brain is a muscle. You exhausted your muscle for 8 hours straight. And then I left work.
Yeah, man.
And then I left work and I went right to therapy at 9. So that's more mental like exhaustion. I was just like, yo, I can't. Like I just can't even focus. But
happens.
Yeah, but honestly, I appreciate y'all for like giving time and understanding and all this stuff. And we've been consistent as hell, so you know.
Yo, life gets in the way, man. Like, but I think everybody goes through that, and I think your
Absolutely.
friends will give you some grace because they'll understand it, and just be transparent as much as you're comfortable with what you're going through with people you trust, because you never know, they can tell you something that might save your life, yo.
Old man did that, so you don't have to go through that.
Brandon, I'm not even mad at that. That was pretty fucking great. But you know what? Brandon, you brought a topic. We don't know what's going on. I'm gonna let you run the show for this topic.
Oh, y'all don't know what's going on?
Nah.
Well, this was like, I wanted to talk about this when it was like really fresh, like a week and a half ago or whenever it came on. But there's this quote going around. So Bob Iger was doing a bunch of like, there's like a bunch of stories on Bob Iger in Disney that came out, and they were talking about some changes that's going to be made over at Disney about how they greenlight shows, and they don't want to do a whole bunch of sequels that aren't super successful anymore. If the original was not super successful, they don't want to just keep putting out sequels with stuff, and a whole bunch of other stuff that came out. But one of the things that he came out was this quote. So I have this article, and it says Disney's chief executive officer Bob Iger, who by the way has been probably one of the better CEOs, if you can say that about like Fortune 500 CEOs. Disney's chief executive officer Bob Iger said Wednesday he will no longer tolerate his company's partners and creative teams prioritizing messaging over storytelling. Creators lost sight. This is a quote. Creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be. Iger said at the Deal Book Summit in New York on Wednesday. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages. So this went out, and then on Twitter, people went crazy, and everyone started. You started seeing like, oh, what they're saying is they don't want black and brown people, they don't want gay people, they don't want this or that in the movies anymore. This is what we're talking about. Oh, it's a white man going off on that. And I understand where people are coming from with that. But I didn't say anything on Twitter because sometimes you just shut the fuck up. But on a podcast, I can talk and actually make a coherent statement that's not 140 characters. And so
we're all gonna agree here, though, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing, right? He's right. I like
That's
I don't think
yo,
I
I
don't think
agree.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like this problem of like movies having messages, right? So like if his thing was, oh, every movie we do is just about messages. Every movie that doesn't work is about messages, and that's why they don't work. So I don't want to do that anymore. Then yeah, obviously that's wrong. But I don't think. I mean, given his track record, I don't think that's what he meant. I think what he meant was it's great to have a message in a movie. And he even later on, so before y'all go, he even later on said, we have entertained with values and with having a positive impact on the world in many different ways. Black Panther is a great example of that, Iger said. I like being able to entertain if you can infuse it with positive messages and have a good impact on the world. Fantastic. But that should not be the objective. When I came back, what I really tried to do is return to our roots. Yes.
Do you want?
I was getting so. Go ahead, old man.
The funny thing about what's being said is people forget that in comic books in general there is a message. And this has been a problem I've had with people when they talk about the difference when people say, do you want forced representation or less representation? I was like, I'd rather have less as long as it's not forced. And while I personally have not had an issue with what they've done with Marvel properties, I can understand his point. From a business standpoint, you're looking at it like, I'm here to make a company money. Stephen A. Smith said, when I go to work, my job is to make ESPN and Disney profitable. I'm here to make them money. I'm here to bring in views. Bob Iger's job is to do that as well. Has he said some fuckhead shit over the last year? Yeah, he said some fuckhead shit. He's a billionaire white man or a millionaire white man who doesn't understand how things go. However, I don't think he's wrong here. And if a sequel isn't worth it, no one's going to get the message anyway because no one's going to go fucking see it. So it's pointless.
Well, that was a separate thing, but like this main thing was people were losing their mind on Twitter, and it's some Twitter's become so frustrating because it's like design. I had to completely switch to the following me part of it instead of the for you because it's designed to show you people who just like are extremes on like every topic, right? And so like what you see here is like people who are cheering like, yeah, get the MCU up out of here. And then the other side is like, oh, look at this. Another white man who wants to get rid of all diversity in everything they do. And that's neither of those is what he said. Like, neither of those is what he said. Yeah. What he said was, yes, I think having messages in movies is a big part of entertainment because a lot of people learn a lot about the world through entertainment. So being able to explain different cultures or pass different messages along through film, through television, games can be helpful in enlightening the world. But we are not PBS. Like, this is not a documentary. We make entertainment movies. We make entertainment TV shows. So the goal first is to entertain. You could write an autobiography that's just all facts as a script, and no one will give a fuck about that film if it doesn't entertain them, right? And so at the end of the day, I want my directors and my creative team to focus on making the best films possible.
Yep. Yeah.
While putting messages and things in those films. But don't and then people and I was like, I was watching and a lot of black people were saying this, and it's not, and I'm not trying to split them out. But I'm like, dog, Don't Be a Menace came out in 1996. There's a reason why Don't Be a Menace had a joke throughout the movie about message, message because there were films at a time in the late 80s, early 90s where it felt like you were being beat over the head with a message. It's like, you better get this message. You better get this message. Where the best films to me are films that weave the messages into the entertainment of the films, right? And then you get them. And so I thought that's what he was saying. And it's like people that, that I respect, that I think would get it. It's like one of those things on Twitter where it's like, I guess I have to say this thing because everyone else would say it. Where it's like, it's obvious what he was saying. It was so obvious to me what he was saying. It was really frustrating to me.
But I agree with everything you guys are saying. Oh, sorry. Oh my God.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying, but I think I don't really participate in Twitter or X or whatever that much. So for me, listening to this conversation is kind of like from the outside looking in. And I think that for me, these movies aren't good despite being woke, right? Like they're not good even though they have to be woke or diverse. I think a lot of like a good story is good because it's diverse, because you're seeing it from a different point of view than you usually do. Like the one thing that everybody can agree on is that they want to see new things, right? They don't want things to be rehashed. Like people are tired with that. And the best way you can do that is by creating new stories that include new characters that we've never seen before. And the best way to do that is to make these stories more diverse, right? That's why the Black Panther film did so well, because it told a story on film that we never really seen before, like a high-tech Africa, like a primarily Black cast, right? Like that added to why people wanted to watch that. So
like
I,
for example, was an example of that.
Yeah. So I think that being he's an excellent CEO, right? Like he understands what makes money. Disney movies have made billions of dollars. Like I think they're in the trillion mark almost over the past decade, right? So no matter how well a movie does, you're gonna get a segment of people that say go woke, go broke, because they're not connected to reality.
Mm-hmm. The only thing, one of the things I want to point out to the point of what everyone's talking about with this is just the example of storytelling and diversity and things of that nature. The problem I have with the people on Twitter is them forgetting that you can have both and it's not an issue. And one of the best examples I have is a comic book series that we all love, Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk in 50 issues had more diversity than I've seen in a lot of comic books. There was white, there was black, there was LGBTQ plus representation. Women were well represented. Black women were well represented. And there's a particular part in general where the Hulk and Jacqueline, I can't remember her last name, when they were in hell, and the Hulk was like, "You wanted to ask me a question," and she goes, "How do I get to be as angry as you?" And she went on to talk about how, as a Black woman, she's not allowed to have that anger because there's some danger to that. It was a couple of pages long. It hit the point home. It was emotional. It was well represented, but that wasn't the main focus of it. But it still left you something to look back at and go, "Oh, this was dope. Oh, I feel well represented." And I say that because I've shared this with dozens of like women of color who've been like, "Oh, that's literally how I feel." So you can have them both, but unfortunately, you don't. With the internet and especially with Twitter, it's either go woke or go broke, or whatever the opposite side of that would be. Like, you know what I mean? So
It does, and I don't think it matters. And to somebody in his position, I don't think it matters what they say. All that matters is what people are buying. Now, the Marvels, that's a uncharacteristic bomb. But again, there was a lot of factors that went into that outside of it being supposedly woke. And he knows those numbers. He understands exactly why that movie bombed, right? People are just not going to the movies like that for certain things, certain reasons now,
Well, people took it as he was making a comment, because this came like right after the Marvels, right? This was like December 1st. So people took it as he was making a comment on, like, directly on that. But here's the thing, because, oh man, I don't think you went. I mean, not you. I'm going much further than you. This is where I said I had something controversial to say. Yes, you can definitely have both, and a lot of great movies have both. If you gave me the option of having a diverse film that's not entertaining or a not diverse film that's very entertaining, I want the not diverse film that's entertaining as a moviegoer because someone else is going to make a film that is diverse, that's entertaining. A perfect example of that. Succession is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. Succession had very few black people in the show, or very few people of any other race besides white in the show. It's also a show about ultra rich, conservative family. Yeah, and they're all horrible. So yeah, you're telling me a show about super rich, horrible white people. I expect to see super rich, horrible white people. What I don't expect to see is super rich CEO of Fox News family, the Murdochs, hanging out with black people. I don't expect to see that.
But where? But let's be real quick. Like, where do you see that? Like, I understand that complaint. Like, that would be stupid. But honestly, outside of like parody or outside of like Twitter, where do you actually see studios, like serious studios, making those types of decisions? Like, especially for things that are actually that are done well, that are successful. Oppenheimer, you know what I mean? Like, Barbie was extremely diverse, but it's about a toy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So why not?
But like the argument against Barbie, but Barbie's a perfect example. Barbie was extremely diverse, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is just a woke movie," which it was, by the way. It absolutely 100% was a woke movie with a message.
I'll take
but it was also excellent. It was also excellent.
Me and Javi actually talked about this movie yesterday, The Good Place. The Good Place is super diverse. Like, you know what I mean? And there's also a deep message behind like that entire story in general. And it did fucking great. People loved that show. It was incredible. It was well cast. It was well acted, and everything about it. And it was diverse. It just so happened that like most of the cast there was one Asian dude, a white woman, in I think she's British Middle Eastern, I believe. There is a black woman on the show eventually. There's an African dude. Like, it is a diverse show, but it's also a well-represented show. So you can have both. But again, to your point, Brandon, and to what I said earlier, like, if it's like, don't give me representation just to like fill a box. Actually give me something that makes sense. Like, don't give me Black or Puerto Rican Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers is supposed to be blue-eyed, blonde hair, white guy because of what he represents. Don't give me blue hair, blonde-eyed Luke Cage, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. It was like when people were going, well, why can't we have an Asian Danny Rand? I'm like, because of Luke Cage and Iron Fist's relationship, that's why he has to remain a white guy. Like, don't give me like don't force representation on me just for the sake of doing it. People don't like,
well, I don't have a problem with checking the box as long as it's good, right? So like if it's good. So like you could make the argument.
But I'm saying, Brandon, like, don't
you can make the argument that but you can make the argument that like Danny Rand probably should have always been Asian. Like, that's the argument that I heard. It was like, if we lived in 2023 times and you were creating that character, he would probably be Asian. But then you could also make the argument, oh, so you're making another Asian karate person? That's stereotypical, right? So like remember that argument, it had that with the Ancient One, right? Because there was a big thing with the Ancient One with Tilda Swinton, and Marvel was like, hey, we think the Ancient One's kind of racist. We don't want to do that, so we're going to make them a white woman. But at the time, there wasn't really any Asian people in the MCU. And so they were like, we're going to do this movie with like this distinctly Asian person in the history of the comic books, and you're just going to change them to white. And so then you have people on both sides of this, literally on both sides, meaning there were people on both sides of it's gone woke, and people on both sides of you're erasing diversity about the same character, right? It was like four sides of the same thing, right? So like I can see that happening.
But I think
that matters to
but I think honestly, bro, like it doesn't in a way it still doesn't matter because this is my argument against people who always are against changing certain characters, right? Because I believe that most fictional characters can be envisioned in any way, right?
I
Given the
agree.
time, right? I don't think there's a limit. There's certain limits if it affects the story, right? But my argument against people that are against that is that you can read these stories the way you want to anytime. They don't disappear, right? There are some really, really good Iron Fist books with a white Iron Fist that you can read over and over again, right? These
Also,
are new
an
stories, new
Asian Iron
characters.
could read over and over again too.
Yeah, you're fine. Like we're not banning those books. This isn't Florida. This isn't. We're not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ron DeSantis. We're not trying to ban these books. And I have another thing to tell these people, right? Like, there's going to be more Iron Fist, Danny Rand stories if they don't completely recreate that character in another reboot, right? I can see one-offs with that character. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why not. I don't see why they can't create compelling stories with him as Iron Fist in the future. They do that, right? Like, write your own fan fiction, right? Be creative. Like, what's wrong with these people? We don't own these characters, bro.
Well, that's the problem. Is like most
Sorry.
of the people that I see complaining about stuff like this, these are the same people who don't have a creative bone in their fucking body, or they're so lazy that they just don't want to do that. Like that's the other thing. Like you have all this time
Mhm.
to sit on Twitter and bastardize or chastise somebody for doing something. It's like, all right, you don't like something, then do your own shit. I don't like the way
Yeah.
people talk about comic book characters. I don't like how much negativity is brought to podcasting. So what did I do? I created a space where people can have honest opinions that can be negative without completely shitting on something at every moment. Like I see these bros on Twitter, or not Twitter, on YouTube, and I'm like, y'all have 57,000 views, and all you're doing is putting out negativity. And I'm not saying that like you should go out and be like, oh, this was the greatest thing ever, because we've gone on record by saying Civil War One was ass. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say like praise everything. But to shit on something without a realistic reason just seems bad. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term. And it's super frustrating.
And to get back to follow up on my main point, I also like I have a really hard opinion on this. Not only would I rather see something entertaining than that's not diverse and something that's diverse and not entertaining, I also think it's incumbent upon creatives to be able to tell a entertaining story with your message. Meaning, like you should be good enough at storytelling to tell me for me to get your point without that being the only thing that I get from the film. Meaning, if I go to a film, I should be able to pick up the message that you're trying to tell me while being entertained. Like you should be able to tell that story to me in an entertaining way. You don't have to be explicit, right? It's like the Barbie movie was very explicit in the message. And there were parts in the movie where they were extremely explicit in the message, but they were aware of that in the film. If you watch that film, they were completely aware of what they were doing, and they made that a part of the film, which was brilliant, right? And so it was not only was it entertaining, but it was like we are aware that we're telling you a message, and we're going to like flip that on you while still telling you this message, which is why that movie was fantastic, right? But we cannot lie and not say that there are not movies or scenes in movies or scenes in TV shows where you see something and you go, yeah, they are really just trying to tell me a message, and this is not funny. This is not entertaining. I mean, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, right? And so my thing is, you should be able to do that better
Well,
if you're a creative.
And I don't think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that was my initial point. That like
Yeah.
comic book writer does that good comic book writer does that every month. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The last Immortal Thor was a great example of that as well. The conversation Thor had with Storm, fantastic. It hit on what true power means. It hit on the need for help. It hit on like just camaraderie and just a lot of stuff. And they didn't beat you over the head with. And to your point again, Brandon, talking about Barbie, when Barbie went on that whole spiel, and then it goes, the creative team understands that Margot Robbie is not the right person to deliver this message. I busted out laughing.
Yes. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
understood
yeah,
what they were doing.
and I'm also thinking, Brandon, you understand this foundation, right? Like, I think
Yes.
that's also proof that just because you have diversity doesn't even have to be connected to the actual message, right? Like, foundation is a story that's set in a world that no matter your color, your story isn't necessarily gonna relate to anything real in this world, right? And it was written by a white dude. I'm pretty sure in his mind, all the characters
was
were pretty
white.
much white,
Yeah.
right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't
It does
matter.
not
Like,
matter.
but in the show, sorry, an excellent show, Foundation on Apple TV. I know they're not sponsoring us, but it's excellent.
They will one day.
That's one of the most diverse casts I've ever seen, right?
Mhm.
And it's also one of the most excellent stories, well written shows, pacing, just excellent. So, and I think also, but with that, I think people will also be upset because in their minds, those characters are supposed to be white, even though it doesn't even matter. So I think no matter what we do, no matter how well a story's written, we're always going to get, I guess that's my point. No matter what we do or say, we're always going to get some of these mouth readers, like neck beards. I don't know. I'm sorry if that's like toxic language, but they're always going to exist, and they're never going to be happy. I think the positive is that it doesn't matter. Like,
but it's also the other side
successful.
too, Javi. Brandon, it's also the other side too.
Brandon, hold on real quick. Javi, the insult you were looking for, they're called AEW fans.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Sorry, I just had to get that.
There's also like the other side. Like, you're right about the neck breathing, knuckle dragging, caveman, this is too woke. But it's also like everything is like got to, like, it's also the other side exists too, where it's like, I'm not watching this film. You know how many times I've seen someone say, why would I watch Seinfeld? There's no black people in Seinfeld. Because it's good.
Yo, you will get no disagreement from me with that at all, bro. And again, Seinfeld, one of the best sitcoms ever.
Just an update, right? Brand. I'm almost done with season 4.
Yeah. I mean, they had, and there was controversy back then with them. I remember I was young, but I do remember people complaining about there not being black people. So this woke thing isn't a new thing, right?
My issue with Seinfeld, with the one reason where it comes into play where it's accurate is that these people weren't super rich. So it is unbelievable to think that any just, normal person in New York City could operate life with just never being around black people, right? Like that would not happen, right? But if Seinfeld was made today, there would be more black extras. They'd come in contact with black people at restaurants or this and that, which they did some in the show, by the way. But it would be more like, it'd be people working at restaurants, or people working at stores or in the office building. There would just be black people around, even if the core story is white. But that was more a function of the time. But even still,
and I think it's true, and I think I definitely know they weren't trying to tell this message. But if you grew up in an urban setting and you're black, oftentimes you do feel invisible, right? Like people think, like, again, Boston, the Metro Boston is an extremely diverse city, right? But when you come into the city, most of the diverse people are either serving you, working as bus drivers or whatever. So they're kind of the invisible hand that runs the city, and you have a bunch of these white folk with money just wandering around with doing horrible things to people. You know what I mean? Which seems like what's the plot of Seinfeld. From my perspective.
I noticed as the show has gone on, they did start adding more black people throughout the show as it continued, and I was like, oh, okay.
Wait till you see Jackie Childs.
Oh God! I just got to the episode where he whipped it out.
Okay. You're almost at. You're on the season where they make the show, right?
I already passed that one. That was the previous season.
Oh, you already passed that one.
Yeah.
Okay. When they were like telling the story of making the show.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Brandon, please bring in more topics like this.
Yeah, no, I've been dying to say something about this for a long time because it was not bothering me, but it has been annoying to me how people react. Like, people react to things so sharply now, which I understand, but I was just surprised that I was more so surprised that because it wasn't the typical like people who just do that. It was like people that I actually respect who were reacting that way. And I was like, it's so obvious. It's like, to me, it was so obvious what he was trying to say. I don't understand why this is I don't understand why this is a big deal to you. I just don't understand why this is a big deal. But the last thing I will say about this is Javi mentioned something about um he doesn't have a problem with changing people's race and stuff like that and gender for characters, which I do not either.
Yeah, some
most
characters I think is intrinsic to them, but
that's what I was going to say. There's some characters where it absolutely matters to the core of their character. Like old man brought up Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers, Captain America, has to be white. Like for that to work in that time period where he came up, he have to be. If Steve Rogers was black in 1942, you could tell that story and it would be very good.
They did tell that story. That character exists.
It's called Blue Marvel.
But that would not be the Steve Rogers character at all. Like you could not tell the Steve Rogers story if he was black in 1942. It would not work out that way, right? So like usually it's more prevalent for characters of color because people who created characters, particularly older characters of color, because the people who created those characters of color back in the 70s and stuff were doing so explicitly, right? Like when they made John Stewart Green Lantern, they made him black explicitly. His story was very black. Like that was his character. It was explicit being black. Where a lot of these characters that were made in the 60s, not that people were being racist, it was just that they didn't make black characters. So they were just making characters that could be black, right? Like like Miles Morales resonates with people because the whole thing of Spider-Man, even though they made him white back in the day, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko said the whole point of Spider-Man is anyone could be behind the mask. He's just a dude in New York, right? So like it could have been a black person to begin with, or an Asian person, or a woman. It could have been anyone.
But I also
Spider-Man.
But I agree with you 99.9%. But I also think I don't know if it's more prevalent for people of color because I think there's a lot of characters that white. Like you mentioned Succession earlier. Like I don't think that would work with an all black cast. Unless we're talking about
what I was saying was I think it's more prevalent, meaning you can't change them. Like it's more intrinsic to their character. Like the black characters that are in comic books.
Yeah.
Which black character could you change to white and it would make sense?
Blade. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
That's about it, right? Like, like they're
maybe Spawn, but he had a lot of he dealt with a lot of race issues. I think that were intrinsic to his stories.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe John Stewart, but I'm like, no, he's so important as a black character, you can't change him either.
And I think it's okay. And to agree with you, Brandon, I mean, it makes sense because a lot of these characters are black as either part of a protest or part of like, so like they were created. People talk about us studios pandering to race now, but this isn't a new thing. It's always been that way. Like putting black in front of a character's name. It was exploitative, definitely, but there was also a business incentive to do it, trying to tap into a different market.
I don't think Bruce Wayne could be black. I don't think you could do Bruce Wayne Batman. His whole thing is the confidence of a rich white man. Like the entire core of his character is that. So like if you told me, I'm making Batman, but he's gonna be black. It's not a different Batman. It's Bruce Wayne.
Like you'd have to
but he's black.
Gotham would have to be like in like an oil rich city in Nigeria, and his parents, something like that.
Yo, check this shit out, Brandon. Thank you for bringing that up because you brought something up that I never thought about. So as you're talking about this, it didn't dawn on me till just now that Batman has never had a black ally, like a black like mentee or ward, until Duke Thomas.
Duke Thomas, yeah.
Duke Thomas. And it's funny, he's actually the first Batman character that specifically works during the day. And then I thought to myself, yeah, because you can't have a black vigilante in Gotham working at night.
No, you cannot. No, and where would Bruce Wayne be to meet black people? Where would Bruce Wayne be to meet black people? Like to become that close to him? He wouldn't, right? So like that's okay to me. But like in the '60s show, them making Catwoman black, it made perfect. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that could work.
There's no problem with that,
Yeah.
right?
She
Like that
doesn't.
works.
She's
Like
not
there's
from
no
the
problem with
1%.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From the
that
1%.
makes perfect sense. And then the last thing, and we can move on, is like another character where that has to be is Kal-El Superman. That story. Because they did a story. There's a story called, there's a comic book, I don't know if y'all ever read it, called Strange Fruit, where they basically made a black Superman. Like it was basically like, what if Superman landed in the 1950s or whenever it came out, or 40s, but he was black? How would the world react to that? Right? It was a different brand who made it. It was called Strange Fruit. It was fantastic. But like that story is different because like Superman can be the beacon of light and the person that he is because people accept them because he looks like them, right? Like the whole thing, they even tell the story using other aliens that don't look humanoid that come in and don't get treated like Superman does because he doesn't look like them. Like if he was a big, jacked up 6'4" black man doing that shit, it would be different, right? So like you could not make that story black, but you could tell another story
It just to
like
know.
with Earth 2 Superman.
Yeah, Earth. You
as
have Earth
black.
2. You have Earth 2 Superman, right? But you also have, I think, Blue Marvel is a very similar
Blue
story
Marvel.
arc, right?
Yes.
And I think literally we have Icon, right? Reginald Hudlin did that, and he's
Yep.
literally that story almost, right? Like
There's
Yeah, so like there's some characters you can change, no one cares, but some of them you really can't. That was my last thing on that.
Other one I was gonna mention. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
What's happening?
You, I'm not changing shit.
Which one of us could grow the most hair?
Not me.
which one of us?
Yeah, I think
um,
it's Javi.
Maybe, but I got a ball spot in the back.
So,
but I don't really
Oh,
be
yeah.
caring, bro. I don't be.
so I usually don't like. I put it like this. I'll usually won't shave my head until I'm like going somewhere with Maria because I don't want her to have to like deal with my baldness. And there's an episode of Venture Brothers where Rusty Venture is pissed that one of his kids uses his razor, and he goes, "I thought," and Dean goes, "I thought God shaved your head." And he goes, "He does, but he leaves the sides." And that's me. God shaves my head, but he leaves the sides. So I thought this would be a fun idea to do. The three of us have a encyclopedia knowledge of comic book characters. We love comic books. We love the genre. We love the stuff. So I thought it would be kind of fun to do a draft. If you're familiar with sports, what happens is like there's people who are available for the draft. Once you pick the person, they're no longer available. So like if you're picking an NBA draft, once you pick Michael Jordan, you can't pick Michael Jordan anymore. He's gone. You pick Bill Russell. Bill Russell's gone. Can't pick him anymore. So what we are going to do is we are going to draft 10 superheroes 14 and 10 supervillains 14. And I thought this would be fun because I can't wait to hear you guys argue about this shit because there's no way this doesn't end in an argument when someone goes, this person isn't a villain. How did you pick this person? Why did you pick this person? Et cetera, et cetera. So before we start, we're going to go heroes first and then villains next. Either Brandon or Javi are going to go first this time. So it's either going to go So this round is going to go Brandon, Javi, Wade, or Javi, Brandon, Wade. Which one of y'all wants to go first with heroes?
I go first. I want number one pick. So we're doing a snake draft like fantasy football.
Yeah.
We're doing
I'll
a
give you
snake
that.
draft like fantasy football. So round
Keep
two.
in mind that one of us knows nothing about like that.
So the third person gets to pick twice, right? So this is how like round one would be me, then old man, then Javi, right? And then round two would be Javi, old man, then me.
No, it would
And
be
then round three would be
it would be Brandon, Javi, Wade, then Wade, Javi, Brandon, Javi, Wade.
But that's confusing because then you got to try to keep up with that 10 times.
Oh, no, I'm keeping.
You do the snake.
I'm keeping track of all. I'm keeping track here. So I have my my little cheat sheet of who's picking first, and I'll even say like who's up next just to like keep it all in order.
All right, you want to make it more difficult? Be my guest. You keep track. I tried to make it easy for you, like they do in fantasy football.
Wait, so how does it go? Because fantasy football is weird to me. Like I can never figure out. So if it was
So they do it. It's a snake. Think about like a snake. It just goes around. So where you end, you start. So if it's three people in round one,
okay,
it would be me first, old man second, Javi third. But then at round two, because Javi was third in first round, he gets first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
So he gets to do 2 picks in a row. And then you, then me.
Yeah.
And then so you always pick second, which in the draft is usually the best position because you're never last, but you're never first, but you always get a good player like in the draft.
The same thing. I'm just going last just because I figure I give you guys the first pick in both ones.
Okay. So then Javi will always be second then.
Yes.
And then we just go on the snake. That makes it easier.
Yeah. So we were saying the same.
Okay.
I was just doing it wrong. All right, Brandon. So you got the first draft. You got the draft pick for heroes. And just so you know, in each team, so like with the heroes, you get 2 vetoes. And then the other 2 people will discuss whether or not this can be vetoed or not. So like, let's say someone said Beast for their villains and someone wanted to veto that. The other 2 people would have to vote on whether or not Beast is actually a hero or not. So Brandon, you got first pick for the hero.
Okay.
Who you going with?
Oh, this is easy. For the number 1 pick of the superhero draft, Brandon selects Captain America, Steve Rogers.
Oh,
strong. Come out strong.
Because every team needs a leader, and Captain America is the best leader in comic books.
I have a hard time debating that first round draft pick was Steve Rogers. Any debate here, Javi?
Nope, that's a strong pick. I wish that I could have chosen him, but I feel like we have a good chance with our team in the back, and I have faith in their decision making.
All right, Javi, who was your number 1 draft pick for the heroes?
All right, coming out of Detroit, I'm gonna go with John Stewart, Green Lantern.
Oh,
wow,
that's a damn good pick. I did not see him going that early. Brandon, what are your thoughts on Super Bowl Javi picking Green Lantern so early in the draft?
That's a very good surprise. But also, if he's picking current John Stewart in 2023, he's incredibly powerful. He doesn't even need a ring anymore to make constructs because his willpower is so strong within him that he can just he just has it within him now.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think any Green Lantern, honestly, with his type of willpower, is going to be a powerhouse, right? But I didn't even pick him for that. I picked him for his genuine leadership qualities. He was in the military, so for me, he's essentially the Black Steve Rogers with a Green Lantern ring.
I never thought of it like that, but that's a damn good way to put it. So I'm going straight out of Krakoa.
Oh,
Cyclops. And the reason I picked him first, because to Brandon's point, you got to have a hero. You got to have a hero. You got to have a leader. You got to have somebody who can do what he needs to do. So I'm picking Cyclops. There was no way. And plus, I wanted to pick him before Javi did. That was the other thing, because I knew he was
not. That affected the algorithm. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Cyclops is a really that's. I think honestly, these are really strong first round for number 1 picks. I don't think there's really any surprises here.
All right, so since I'm back up on the board again, straight out of Metropolis, I'm going Clark Kent, Superman.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I had to.
What do you think of that, Brandon?
I mean, he's trying to have the cheat code, so I get it. Sometimes you need to draft a cheat code. Randy Moss gets drafted. Sometimes you need to draft Calvin Johnson.
Yo, damn. That's it right there. That's the MVP of the league right there.
Javi, who you got next? I mean, even LeBron and Jordan got injured, so they got weaknesses too.
All right. I don't want people to call this team too woke, but I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go with Adam Brashear, Blue Marble.
I saw that coming.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I think he could hold his own against someone like Superman. I mean, it's almost impossible to beat Superman, but I think he's gonna give our team a fighting chance in the
Damn,
trenches.
damn good pick. Damn.
And he's smart as hell.
Yeah. Genius status too. I'm not mad at that at all. Brandon, who you got next?
Well, since everybody's picking powerhouses, I have to pick my powerhouse. And my powerhouse is a bit of a niche, but not really a niche. So I'm kind of cheating, but I got to be a little woke with my pick. Got to be a little woke. My pick, and y'all can try to veto this, but I don't think y'all are going to veto this. Well, actually, let me ask first. Can I include Elseworld characters from alternate universes? Does it have to be from each? Does it have to be from each main universe?
I think it has.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll allow it. As long as we're not gonna go, I'm picking Earth 3 Superman and Earth 4 Superman. Like, we gotta go with like for example, like if you were like, hey, for the villains, I'm going Injustice Superman. That makes sense. Or Injustice Wonder Woman. That makes sense.
Well, that's gonna open up the field.
I'll just make it simpler. I won't go too deep. So, but my pick in the second round, I'm picking the Queen of Themyscira, Wonder Woman.
Damn good. Who you gonna pick?
I was going to go Earth 23 Wonder Woman, Nubia. Earth 23 Wonder Woman is
she's
a
in
beast.
She's in the Prime universe.
Yes, but Earth 23 Nubia is like Diana.
Oh, okay.
Like the beast.
So can I throw something in here real quick?
Absolutely.
I know this might hurt my chances, but I want to use Elseworld characters, so whatever.
All right. Well, how can we do this? We can use Elseworld characters. We can use DC specific Elseworld characters. So do you want to change it and go Nubia instead?
I think they make it interesting though, but I think they have to be like well established Elseworld characters.
Yeah,
I'll stick with Diana.
I think we all understand that.
All right,
I'll stick with Diana.
And Brandon, you're still on the board. Who are you going next?
So in my third pick in the superhero draft, I'm going to make my Trinity, my Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, Captain America, Batman, Wonder Woman, and my Superman is going to be Martian Manhunter.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was another point I was going to bring up in the previous podcast we did, where you were talking about heroes who weren't looked at as, like, weren't really accepted. And in the Injustice universe, Martian Manhunter was almost killed Wonder Woman. And he was saying to her, like, y'all never really accepted me. Clark was an alien, but he looked like y'all's. Meanwhile, I look like this. And I was like, yeah, that's a damn good pick. Mm-hmm. Javi, you're up next.
Man, that really did definitely like shook the chessboard a little bit. It definitely affected this next pick. I'm hearing it's coming down. Looks like we're going to be picking Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Boo! God damn, that's good.
Yo, it's the Martian Manhunter, bro.
I hate.
He's gonna be out here trying to. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I had to do it.
God damn, that's a good pick.
I didn't even want to go Marvel this pick.
All right, that's a damn good one. However, for my third pick, straight out of Asgard, weighing in at probably over 600 pounds, 6'8" God, the Aesir,
damn you,
father,
damn you,
Thor.
Damn it. Yo, can we do trades?
We can do trade. We can do trades at the end of this. At the end of this, we can do trades. Fuck. I was trying not to pull this trigger so early, but I think I'm gonna have to. With my fourth pick, I'm going Emma Frost.
Dang. All right, strong.
I'm trying really hard not to, but you grab the telepath. I gotta grab a telepath. Strong. I have to. Javi, you're back on the board. Who you got? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. Straight out of Boston, Massachusetts, Emma Frost.
Good shout out. Dang, you guys shook it up a lot.
See, this is why I knew this was I knew this was gonna be fun.
Oof.
Oh, I'm ready. Y'all not ready
Right.
for my pick.
You picked a god. You picked a god.
Pick the God.
So I think our strategy is that, we kind of want to be able to at least stalemate you guys. So I'm gonna go with the hero that's also a god killer. This is a pick that I didn't want to use too early, but I'm gonna have to do it. Going with Spawn.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Defeated heaven and hell. Brandon, who you got for your fourth pick?
With the fourth pick in the superhero draft, hailing from New York City, standing at 5'4", 114 pounds. One of the most underrated, powerful people in any superhero universe. I'm selecting the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm.
Brandon, I hate you. I was trying to pick. I was hoping people forgot about it because she was on my list. She was on my list. Yeah,
I mean, she's a beast, man. She's so if they had Omega level mutates, I don't think we've seen an upper limit to her force fields yet.
Y'all saw what she did.
I don't think there's an upper limit.
She blocked out the sun.
What she did to who?
Hours.
Yes. In the 5th round of the superhero draft, I need someone who can counter every one that y'all have picked in your top 4 picks, because none of them are built for this. And so with the 5th pick in the superhero draft, and because I got to go a little woke, this is not the most powerful person in this spectrum, but I'm picking Brother Voodoo.
Oh yeah,
I need some magic.
I got you there. I got you there. It's a good.
I need some magic.
It's a good.
I was going to go Zatanna, but I went Brother Voodoo.
Why would you even say her name? Because you know Javi's going to pick her next, right?
Can I take my pick back? I don't want Zatanna. Can I take my pick back?
You pick Brother Voodoo. Brother Voodoo's already walked up and got his hat, shook.
Fuck, I don't want Brother Voodoo anymore.
Yo, nah, man. He already has his hat. He's already on his way.
Right.
I just want you to say that I feel that was a great pick. I commend you.
Javi's going to take my pick right now. I already know.
All right, we got the pick coming in.
Yeah.
All right. We have Doctor Strange.
I saw that coming. I totally saw that coming.
He didn't want to join the draft, but since somebody picked Dr. Voodoo, yeah, we got him for the low too.
What I'm gonna do, apparently this is the magic round, I'm going with the snake himself, John Constantine.
Okay.
I feel like
Brother Voodoo. I said Dr. Voodoo.
Yeah, Dr. Voodoo. So this round we had Dr. Voodoo, Dr. Strange, and John Constantine. All right. For my 6th pick. Fuck, I have to do it now. Fuck, I don't want to do it now.
Oh, here we go.
I don't want to do it now, though. Nah, I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm not pulling the trigger yet.
Go ahead and say him.
I'm going Magneto.
Vito.
I'm going Magneto.
Vito.
Vito. He's literally a hero.
Nah.
He's not a hero.
Like now, maybe. But only for mutants. He doesn't care about anything else. He would kill every human right now if it was to protect Krakoa.
Fine.
I gotta say I agree with Javi.
All right, fine.
Y'all might veto my pick too, but still.
Fine. Since that's vetoed, I'm going Sync.
That's kind of a cheat code.
Fine.
It is. No, I mean that wasn't a veto.
That's a good pick. That's not a veto. I'm just saying that's kind of a cheat code.
Just hope you know when they introduced the atomic bomb, things got really crazy in the world. So
What for sync? Whoa. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, I see what you're
yeah.
saying. Oh man. All right, Javi, you're up next with the 6th pick.
Sync makes it hard, bro. That forces my hand for probably one of the most underrated characters I think in any of these drafts. Probably should have went number 1 or 2, but I'm glad he wasn't because he was definitely in my reserve for someone picking another overpowered character. I'm going with 1 second here. I just want to make sure I picked the right one. The right version of this character, I should say.
No, you're taking my pick. I hate you.
Fuck, I should have went with somebody else when I picked sync. I'm so mad at myself.
You took my pick. Javi took my pick.
Give me 1 second here, bro. 1 second. I'm sorry, guys.
Yo, I can't wait to put this.
There's a countdown clock on the draft. You can lose your pick.
Yo, part of me
Don't say
really
that.
wishes that I put a 30-second clock on this initially, and part of me wishes that we did this live, like on like Facebook or some shit like that.
Second right here. So I'm gonna go with Barry Allen's The Flash.
Ah,
No. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm still good.
Okay, so you're up next. Who you got?
With the 6th pick, I'm taking the actual fastest man alive, Wally West. The Flash.
Can I just say that y'all picked 2 fucking damn good picks, and I'm fucking mad at y'all. Those are both damn good.
Is Wally West faster than Barry Allen? I don't
Yes,
know, bro.
that's already been proven. He's faster.
Well,
Even Barry said it.
Well, Barry's the one that saves the world all the freaking time, bro.
He also is the one who fucks up the
Barry
world.
was also gone for 30 years. And
right,
with the 7th pick. So
but hold up, before you go, I'm sorry. I just want to justify the Flash as a response to who did you pick? Oh man.
I picked John Constantine and Sync.
And Sync, yeah. So with Sync's power set, I think he's gonna be spending the whole whatever competition comes from this, chasing these 2 guys around, just constantly increasing his speed.
Oh, I got counters for y'all. Don't worry about that. I got counters for y'all. Go ahead. I'm 100% sure one of y'all are gonna pick my pick next. And if you don't, y'all.
With the 7th pick in my draft, because I'm picking very strategically. I need someone who will do the things that none of your people would do. Like Cisco said, I'll go where he won't go. I'm picking Ultimate Universe Nick Fury.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I kind of want to veto that one, but I'm not.
You know what's funny? When y'all went leaders, right at the bat, I was 2 seconds away from going Nick Fury. But I was
White Nick Fury?
White Nick Fury, just because he has all the secrets. You know what I mean?
He has all the secrets, and he will do what needs to be done.
All right, that's a good pick. Javi, you're up next with the 7th round.
I just had that pick in my head and I lost them. Who did you just pick?
He picked Ultimate Nick Fury.
Fury, Ultimate Universe.
Not to be confused with Nick Fury's son in the 616 universe.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to do it. Bruce Wayne. Out of Gotham U.
Going back. Straight out of Gotham. A motherfucker named Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely going to do what nobody was willing to do other than kill people.
See, he won't kill. Nick Fury will pull that fucking trigger.
So with my next 2 picks, y'all are gonna be mad that the next one y'all are gonna be mad because y'all thought that she was gonna be around later on. The 7th pick from Kenya by way of Brooklyn, Ororo Monroe, Storm.
I knew you were going there. I got something for Storm though.
And at the 8th pick, straight from I don't know where he's from, He's caused winter around the world. The man has literally frozen hell. Iceman.
Dang.
So you just going with power. Okay. Let's see what you're doing
It's
here.
hitting us with the Omega levels out here, bro. Like, it's 2 Omegas?
Motherfucker, you
Dang.
you picked the Flashes. Get out of here.
2 Omegas, bro?
You went with the
Ooh.
Flash. I was like, fuck y'all. Y'all going with the Flash. I'm going with Iceman. Flash loses the Captain.
So,
He gonna lose the Iceman.
so you got someone that controls the weather. Lightning being one of her more powerful offensive weapons, even though she has many. Iceman, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can answer both of those with one pick. So I'm gonna go with the King of Lightning on the DC side, Shazam.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Black Lightning. I was gonna clown you.
Bro, yeah, okay. Yo, she'll use him as a lightning rod, bro.
Like, I'm
So
picking.
what pick are we on? Old man.
What happened?
What pick are we on?
So you're on your 8th and 9th.
All right.
Yo, Javi's gonna.
Because I haven't picked the cheat.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, Brandon. You fucked up not taking villains in the first round because Javi's gonna go in. I know him well enough to know he's fucking going in this. All right, but yeah. So go ahead. We're in the 8th round. Who you going with?
Yeah, with the 8th pick.
Yeah,
In the
8th and 9th.
superhero draft. I'm picking because since all y'all got powerful cheat codes, I need me a powerful cheat code. Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch.
Gee.
Yeah. Fuck, that's good.
With the
She could have gone first.
She could have gone first, exactly.
She could have gone first.
With the 9th pick in the superhero draft, I need someone who can be a backup leader in case something happens to Captain America. This is an underdog pick, but if you know me, Dick Grayson, Nightwing.
I'm with that. I'm with that 100%.
I mean, you need somebody to come off the bench during garbage time.
You talking
somebody to lead. You know, if Captain America gets that aging thing again, where he gets old, and needs somebody to take over as leader.
That's true.
So you mean when John Constantine comes in and goes, "Oh, bloke, you in the 1940s, zap zap zap."
Yes.
All right.
All right. Javi, who you got for your 9th pick?
All right. So my 9th pick, and I know this is not going to be surprising to hear this, old man. Jane Foster, but not as Thor, as Valkyrie.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that at all. However, with my 9th pick, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all are shocked that this person went as long as he did, all the way down to the 9th pick. Weighs in at 195 pounds, 300 pounds with the metal skeleton, 5'3", almost 200 years old, straight out of Canada, James Logan Howlett, Wolverine.
Not a surprise. That's a solid pick as well.
And my 10th pick, and I'm really shocked that the both of you should be ashamed. Fuck, do I do this? I'm doing this. And with the 10th pick in my draft, and you guys should be ashamed of yourself, I'm going T'Challa.
Yeah.
I kept waiting. I was like, yo, they're going to pick T'Challa. I'm going to be mad. They're going to pick T'Challa. I'm going to be mad. And I was like, fuck, they didn't do it. It's like, all right. Javi, you're up with the last pick in the draft. Who you got?
This is my last pick?
The last pick.
Yep.
Jeez. This is a hard one. So I want to say this. Squirrel Girl's been knocking on my door, but I told her
Phrasing.
that I don't mean that way. We can't use it for this draft. She's too overpowered. We just can't do it. So I don't want to go overpowered with this one. I want to go with a classic hero because I think both of you guys have some pretty classic heroes on your list. I'm gonna go with Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Fuck. I completely forgot about Spider-Man, and I'm mad at myself because like I wanted to go Spider-Man and I didn't, and I just forgot he existed. And I said to myself, don't forget to pick Spider-Man because Peter Parker is a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nickel's difference between Peter Parker and Batman, and you have them both.
And I also think he's a good matchup with Wolverine, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's absolutely a great matchup against.
Yeah.
So in your last pick, who are you going with, Brandon?
Well, because I got pretty much every other part of the superpowered landscape. I need somebody with some telepathic powers that can compete with Jean Grey and these other choices. So with the
don't pick him because he's gonna get vetoed.
With the 10th pick in the superhero draft, I am selecting Nate Gray, X-Man. From the without the techno-organic virus.
See, I should have just went with Squirrel Girl. See,
wait, so you mean wait, Cable?
Nate Gray, X-Man.
Oh, X-Men. Okay.
Basically Cable from the Age of Apocalypse universe.
Right. You know that motherfucker's crazy, right?
He's a good guy though.
Is he a good guy? Yo, Age of X. I don't know. I might veto that, bro.
Yo,
veto with Nate Gray.
You would veto with Nate Gray in Uncanny X.
Oh, come on!
In Uncanny X-Man, he was a straight up villain.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick somebody like Legion, yo.
Yeah, I was like, Nate Gray.
I shouldn't have to say that, but whatever.
Legion was
Nate Gray. Oh, come on. Okay,
Nate Gray was straight up villain.
Fine. Nate Gray was in Krakoa. He wasn't no bad guy.
Nate Gray wasn't in Krakoa.
That was young Cable.
Oh, that was young Cable. That wasn't Nate Gray. Okay. Fine.
So you're just gonna go with young Cable?
No, I'm going Psylocke.
Okay. Strong.
Oh, okay.
It's very strong.
So I'm gonna laugh. So y'all are gonna laugh. I thought you were gonna go Xavier, and me and Javi were gonna veto that shit immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why? I don't think Xavier's a hero.
Yeah, child soldiers, bro.
Yo, my favorite thing about this is when Javi always talks about one of my favorite titles in Old Man Wade history is Javi going, Charles Xavier has child soldiers.
Yeah, facts.
You know what we should have called it? Like Child Soldiers, like the Eminem song, like Soldiers.
So here are what the teams look like now. Brandon, your team consists of Captain America Steve Rogers, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Sue Storm, Dr. Voodoo, Wally West, Ultimate Nick Fury, Wanda Maximoff, Dick Grayson, and Psylocke. Javi, you've got John Stewart, Green Lantern, Blue Marvel, Adam Bashir, Jean Grey, Spawn, Doctor Strange, Barry Allen, Batman, Shazam! Jane Foster's Valkyrie, and Spider-Man Peter Parker. I've gone with Cyclops, Superman Clark Kent, Thor, Emma Frost, John Constantine, Synch, Storm, Iceman, Wolverine, and T'Challa.
Solid. Yo, we got to do something with these teams.
Yo,
I want first pick with the villains, yo.
You do have
to do a poll, old man.
Oh yeah, there's
gonna be a poll on social media and see.
Well, there's gonna be a poll on social media, and there's gonna be like prizes involved and shit like that. I got a whole plan for this. Does anybody want to make any trades?
Ooh, I did want to make a trade with you, bro. Who? Let me see your list. I'll give you. Jean Grey may be on the chopping block.
I'll give you Synch for Jean Grey.
It's a deal.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good on my team.
All right. Synch. I got Jean Grey. And you said you good with yours?
Yeah. I forget, yo. Synch has hundreds of years of experience, bro.
That's fine.
Oh, he's taking post vote Synch.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. Most
Oh.
contemporary version.
that's the only thing that counts. So now we're up.
Yeah. And I've seen them team up together, and they're a pretty good team together. So I feel like they could be a good match.
So now we got the villains, and this should be fun. There's no y'all are gonna have me here. There's no way that y'all don't get me here. I know who I'm drafting first, but Javi, you got the first pick, so it's gonna go Javi, Brandon, then me.
Victor Von Doom.
No shit. Like we knew where that was.
That's why I was like, there's no build up, nothing. Y'all already know.
Brandon, who you going with?
I have a surprise first pick.
Oh, word? Who you going with?
I got a real theme for this team. It's going to be power and brains. Just so y'all know, power and brains. Last time I started with brains and leadership. This time I'm starting with power. With the first pick of the supervillain draft from the Stars, I am selecting the Dark Phoenix.
You're an asshole. I'll give you
that. I might veto that.
I was thinking
you cannot tell me the Dark Phoenix is a hero.
The Phoenix isn't. No. The Phoenix is a construct of the Marvel Universe, which has already been determined. That we have plenty of canon that tells us that these constructs cannot be either evil or good. They are a force of nature. They're just used as tools.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my argument. But you know what?
I have to agree with you.
I want to make that argument. I want to make that argument.
You know what? Go ahead. I'll leave it. No, I'll take the veto. I'll take the veto because everybody only gets 2 vetoes. So Javi's used both of his. You're done.
So you get 2 vetoes per. You get 2 vetoes per like.
Oh, now you're switching it.
That's not what. Okay, fine.
I'll take it. No, I'll take it back. No, I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
No, that's fine. No, I'm taking my veto. It's okay. You can use 2 with the first pick of the supervillain draft. Because I'm going power and brains. Power first. I'm taking Noel the Symbiote God.
Who?
Ooh.
What did you say?
Noel the Symbiote God.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's good. And people may consider him in that same realm of like concepts, but his backstory is definitely an individual.
He's an actual being.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Damn.
So, with the first pick in the villain draft, I'm going Throg from the Invincible series.
Nice.
My second.
Nice. I was wondering if we were going to get the Vulture Mite. In one of these lists.
I almost went Invincible, but the problem is I would want to say Invincible in his older years, but I'm not sure if that counts. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to go there with the with my list and the heroes. But we've seen what Throg does. So I'm going Throg with number 1. And my number 2 pick, I'm picking him before Javi does, the Maker.
So for me, with my second pick.
No, that's me. No, yeah.
You're
sorry.
You come back around. With the second pick in the superhero draft, because like I said, brains and brawn, alternating. Brains and brawn.
Wait, was I supposed to get 2?
No, you get 2 after my pick.
When you come back up.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
The second pick in the supervillain draft, out of whatever. I don't remember where they're from. With the second pick, Chicago, I'm selecting
gun violence.
Amanda Waller.
Oh my God.
Amanda Waller.
Yo.
Ooh.
Did any of y'all read Titans Beast World?
I downloaded them and I plan on reading them this week when Brandy's out of town.
I'm not gonna say anything, but like just remember Amanda Waller when you read that. That's all. Javi, you got number 2 and number 3. Who do you got for your villain draft?
All right. Oh, I like having 2. So I'll go. I have a heavy hitter, and I also have somebody that I want to compete with, Amanda Waller, and I'm going to go with the Joker.
Fuck you.
Ooh, unpredictable. That's dangerous. I don't know about the Joker.
damn.
I can't trust that man.
Yeah, but like I'm just pissed because I really, really wanted to pick this person. I really wanted to pick the Joker, and I was hoping no one else would. But goddamn, if
All
you're
right, with your
like,
third pick,
if he's if even a man, I don't even know if I've ever heard Amanda Waller even think about fucking with the Joker.
Why would she? I think there's an animated film maybe where Siege on Arkham or something like that. I think. But other than that, I don't think she nobody's messing with the Joker, bro. That's just don't do it. Leave him alone.
So you're up. You're up again with the third pick.
All right, then my third pick is going to be another one of my staples. I'm going with the Mad Titan, Thanos.
I should have saw that
I
coming.
knew that was coming.
Yeah, I should have. I was hoping that he'd be available, but I knew he wasn't going to be. That's, fuck, you got a really good team already. God damn.
The powers and brains. I went power first. Then I went with Null. Then I went brain with Amanda Waller. Now I'm back to power. Hailing from ancient Egypt, Apocalypse.
Strong.
Yeah, I'm not.
Strong.
I'm not using my veto on that because there's no way that you don't pick. There's no way Apocalypse isn't a villain. So to match Thanos and Amanda Waller, I'm going with Gore the God Butcher.
Strong.
Is Gore a villain?
He literally,
Yeah.
he literally tried to extinguish all of like.
He tried to kill all the gods because they were fucked up.
So even if you consider the gods villains, if you look at, and I'm going to be a non-biased arbiter in this one. Even if you look at gods as the villains in that story, the whole point is that Gore ends up becoming the villains that he hates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to include that in that.
So I wish I knew. I wish I was more versed in villains because I feel like you know what. God damn, I don't know who to go. You know what? I'm gonna go with Carnage.
Oh, bro, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head.
I already got the antidote for Carnage, though.
I'm gonna go Carnage. I'm gonna go Carnage with that.
Have you read recent Carnage?
I have not. I just know that he's that. I just know that he's that dude.
Yeah, both Venom and Carnage. I was going to pick Venom as one of my heroes because they're on another level right now.
That's back to me. No, you get two, right, old man?
No, I picked Gore and I picked Carnage. So you're up next.
Oh, that's right, Gore. So with the fourth pick, back to brains. Y'all won't see this coming. I already know it. But with the fourth pick in the supervillain draft, I need some more smarts because the big thing about supervillainy is being super powerful or being super evilly smart. I'm picking Ozymandias from The Watcher. I mean, from the Watchmen universe. That's literally the smartest man in the world.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't argue that at all. That's a good one. Javi, number 4 and number 5.
All right, number 4 is going to be hopefully a blocking move on Osmond. I'm not even gonna say his name, but Brandon's last pick, Brainiac.
Oh, okay. Not mad at that at all. Who you going with for number 5?
And then number 5. I'm going to go with Kang the Conqueror.
Of course you would. Access to every weapon imaginable. Brandon, number 5. Who you got?
With the fifth pick. And what am I back to power with the super villain draft? Give me my man Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash.
Excellent.
I'm going with the perfect combination of power and brains. I'm going Norman Osborn. proven villain, proven genius. And I know I'm picking this dude super early, and I know that no one else was going to pick him, but I'm going to do it anyway and pull the trigger. And only because he was so dangerous during the fight on Utopia that Cyclops was like, get him off this island right now.
Ah,
I'm going Bullseye.
interesting.
Because like,
Interesting.
because like Cyclops, when Cyclops was like, yo, no, get him away from everybody now. I'm going Bullseye.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're up on a 6th pick.
The 6th pick, because I got enough. I'm picking one more brains, and then the rest is going to be straight power. But for the 6th pick of the supervillain draft, Lex Luthor.
I'm shocked that he went as long as he did here.
Strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong. I think him not having superpowers and constantly losing makes it hard to see him sometimes, but people forget that his arch enemy is Superman. And he's a human.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty crazy. That's me. Not next.
Yep, you guys.
6th pick. You get 6 and
All
7.
right. I'm gonna go with I think you can. I think he's in a sophomore year, maybe. This still might be his rookie year. I can't recall, but the Eternal, the OG Eternal, Uranus.
Look at that.
Uranus.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I mean, this dude killed like 1 million Omega level mutants in an hour.
Yeah.
And with the 7th pick, Javi?
And the 7th pick, I'm gonna go with Century / The Void.
I'm just gonna put the Void only because the Century is just he doesn't know what the fuck he is. So I'm just gonna put the Void.
I heard Century number 1 was good.
Huh?
Excellent. I was talking about that today with old man. Century number 1 is it's going places.
All right, with the 7th pick, I'm going straight power from here on out. And y'all don't have anything for these people that I got playing, and y'all aren't going to pick them. So just bow down right now. But with the 7th pick of the supervillain draft, I'm going with the Anti-Monitor.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I am going with Darkseid.
All right.
No,
no,
going with
old man again.
Oh, okay.
So this is where my knowledge of like comic book supervillains should be a little bit better than it is, and it's not. So I have a hard time knowing who to pick. I want to say Loki, but recently he's been more hero than villain, or just kind of like. But he's never really been a villain. He's kind of like kind of been on that like always teetered the scale. So I can't go with him. Can't go Magneto because he's also teetered the scale, so that's difficult as well.
Well, if we want to be consistent with our vetoes, we did veto him as a hero. Because we said that he's a villain.
But he's not really. You know what? I didn't want to pull this trigger so early, but because I can't think of anybody, I'm going Injustice Superman.
Ooh, we did say Elseworlds was allowed.
And he's also one of those dudes who's like you guys said established universes, and Injustice is an established universe. So I'm going Injustice Superman. Like I couldn't think of anybody else to pick, but I know who I'm going to pick for my very last pick. I know who I'm going with, so I might as well pencil that in now. Brandon,
8th pick in the supervillain draft, I'm going with Mad Jim Jaspers.
Who?
Mad Jim Jasper.
I didn't hear the name. Say it again.
Y'all don't know him?
I didn't hear the name.
He's a reality manipulator.
Mad Jim Jaspers.
He's in DC.
No, he's in Marvel.
It's Marvel, sorry, Marvel, but he's not used a lot.
He fucks with the X-Men a lot. You know what? All right, I'll make it something that y'all know.
No. I
since
didn't.
y'all
No,
know
no. I
Magic
just.
Jackson.
I
No,
didn't.
I know that.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
just didn't hear the. I couldn't hear the name.
You know Magic Jaspers, old man?
I feel like I'm looking it up now. I feel like I know who this name. James Jaspers.
If you, yeah, Jim Jaspers. But if
I
you don't, we'll change it. Mr. Pitlick.
I'm not spelling that.
Everybody knows him.
I mean, you can
He's not
stick
a
with.
villain, bro.
He is a villain. What do you mean he's not a villain?
He's more of like
No, he
Bat might have.
Bat might actually isn't a villain because Bat might actually helps out. Mr. Mixoplex is a fucking villain.
All right. Do I have two?
Yep, you're up next with two.
Yep, you get 8. You get 8 and 9.
Because you guys are going. Because this Brandon just went crazy just now. I'm gonna go with Trigon.
Trigon.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's a damn good one.
Raven's dad, who's like ridiculously unbeatable, and the one below all.
I will say this: he got into a fight with Bizarro and lost.
Trigon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Rider Jutsu at its best, bro.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
And I don't know. This may be a veto, whatever. I'm gonna go with the one below all.
Yeah,
I'm vetoing
I'm vetoing that. Like he's the same thing as like he's a construct. It'd be like picking Death.
Okay, so if I can't pick him, there's another character that I think is just ridiculous. I've seen cosmic entities, like just like actually he scared Galactus, the Molecule Man.
Fuck you. That's what I was gonna go with. God damn it.
Yeah, me too. That was my next pick. So my backup with the 9th pick in the supervillain draft, I'm going with Dormammu.
The Dread Dormammu. All right. This is gonna sound like a weird pick, but I'm perfectly okay with that. With my 10th pick, I'm going with the Riddler.
No, 9th pick. You're on your 9th pick.
My 9th pick. My 9th pick, I'm going with the Riddler. I know that seems like a super weird
some brains.
but that's the thing. It's like he's just that dude. Like I feel like he's like just he's always got like just enough. Like he's always just there and ready. Fuck.
And with your 10th pick?
It's funny. I have a lot of like normal people on here, and it's considering who I am, it seems weird that I'd have this many like people with brains on here. With my 10th pick, I'm going Ra's al Ghul.
That's not bad. The 10th pick of the supervillain draft, because I got to counteract all of our superhero teams. Doomsday.
How did
I wanted to pick Doomsday.
Yo, how did nobody pick the Hulk on the superhero draft?
I feel like we should do another draft for anti-heroes because the Hulk is on there, top 5 anti-heroes.
But he's also is the Hulk an anti-hero or is he like a hero?
I don't think he's a hero.
I think he's a hero. I think the Hulk is one of those cases where he's either a hero or he's just he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever a villain.
I mean, he does rampage through shit and fuck shit up. He does fight a lot of heroes.
I mean, so does Wolverine. Shit. Captain America fights a bunch of heroes.
So I'm on my 10th pick.
Your 10th and last pick. Who you going with?
All right. I'm not going to go with a physical powerhouse, but I'm going to go with a character that I think I'm surprised nobody thought of till this point. I'm surprised he's available right now because
somebody just thought about
I'm going with the Batman Who Laughs.
That's a good one.
Like that's essentially Batman with all the sliders off.
Do you know we should all be
Yeah,
disappointed?
Batman last. That's true.
No one picked.
No one picked Magneto.
No one picked. Well, we would. Magneto would have been vetoed because he's neither hero nor villain. He's not even really an anti-villain. He's kind of just Magneto. Nobody picked the ones that I'm shocked no one picked. No one picked Red Skull, but Nazi.
I'm never gonna pick a Nazi.
I just had somebody else in my head that nobody picked that I was shocked by. I lost it that quick. It wasn't the Batman who laughed.
I'm surprised the old man didn't pick. No, not Deadpool. Clayface.
Why the fuck would I pick Clayface?
I know I just say no Nazis, but then I just thought about Hydra Steve.
But he wasn't really but Hydra Steve wasn't
his thing wasn't race. It was more like him.
Yeah, it was just basically like I'm right, you're wrong. So the one so no one picked so the ones I'm shocked no one picked, and I was my last pick and for the heroes was T'Challa. I was this close to going with Monica Rambeau, but I was like, I need T'Challa. That one was shocking. I almost went with Sabretooth, but I'm like, I'd rather have Bullseye, I'd rather have Norman. Those are the ones I'm shocked with. So the villain
Oh man, do you want to do a top 5 anti-hero?
Oh, we can do yeah. Let me give me
what do you call it? Ambivalent character or whatever?
Sure.
Whatever you want to call it.
Let me run through the villain list real quick. So Javi, Doctor Doom, Joker, Thanos, Brainiac, Kang, Uranus, The Void, Trigon, Molecule Man, the Batman Who Laughs. Brandon, Null, Amanda Waller, Apocalypse, Ozymandias, Reverse Flash, Lex Luthor, the Anti-Monitor, Mr. Mexiplex, Dormammu, and Doomsday. I went with Frog, the Maker, Gore, Carnage, Norman Osborn, Bullseye, Darkseid, Injustice Superman, Ra's al Ghul, and the Riddler.
I was gonna say you don't have a lot of powerhouses in yours, but just with Darkseid and Injustice Superman, like you're good on that front.
All right. So this actually works out. So what'll happen now is we're gonna go. I'll go first because I'm the only one who hasn't gone first yet.
We already know who you're picking first.
No, you don't.
Yeah, like
you have neither one.
Yes, we do. We all know who you're picking first. So
who am I picking first? Who am I picking first?
Deadpool.
I'm not picking Deadpool first.
Get out of here.
Okay, yeah.
I heard that backspace button. I heard that backspace.
Yeah, y'all. I was like, I'm not picking him first. They're like, yeah, I'm definitely picking him first. Let's not act like we didn't know what this was. All right, so Brandon,
so I'll go last on this one because I've never.
No, because you've already gone last one. So Javi's the only one who hasn't gone last yet.
Yep, true.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Javi, so Brandon, you're up next, and then Javi has 1 and 2.
So are you going Deadpool legitimately?
Yeah, I'm going Deadpool. Let's just call it like it is. We knew what that was.
No, y'all not gonna be to my pick. I'm going Magneto.
Yeah, I'm not gonna veto that. I'm not gonna veto Magneto. Veto Magneto.
Okay.
I was gonna go Reed Richards, but I think y'all would have vetoed me.
Oh, we vetoed the shit out of it. Reed Richards is a hero. Out of here. Granted, me and Javi had a whole discussion about Reed Richards earlier.
No, yeah, that's why I agree with you, Brandon. He's
nah, he's definitely, say what you want. Like he is a dick, but he's definitely not an anti-hero. Javi, who you going with your first and second pick?
My first pick is going to be the Punisher.
Fuck you. That's initially who I was gonna go with first. But I knew if I picked Deadpool, Javi was gonna. If I picked Punisher, Javi was gonna pick Deadpool. If I picked Deadpool, Javi was gonna pick the Punisher. There was no win with that, so I knew what I was getting into.
I'm not gonna take Deadpool from you, bro. I won't do that. I will not do that. But I will take Billy Butcher from you.
Oh,
cunt!
Upset. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, fuck you! Oh, you are an ass.
And the second pick of the ambivalent anti-hero draft, I'm taking Emma Frost.
I picked her in the heroes. You can't have her.
You ain't pick her.
Yeah, dude.
I should have vetoed. I should have vetoed that.
I would have vetoed the shit out of that.
Emma
Thinking
Frost.
about it.
Emma Frost is my fourth pick.
Yeah, I was just. I'm. You know.
Okay. You picked. Okay, that's fine. All right. I got to go down to my third pick. Hold on. And move this person up. With the third pick of the anti-hero draft,
It's
I'm
on
picking
two.
Lobo.
You're going Lobo with number
The second pick. I'm picking Lobo.
So this will probably be the first one y'all veto. I'm going Charles Xavier.
No, that's exactly who he is.
He's a
I
villain.
agree. No, I'm not vetoing that.
All right.
Javi, you're gonna hate me when I do this. I'm going Superior Spider-Man.
Bro, really?
Yes. I'm picking Superior.
Damn.
I'm picking Superior Spider-Man specifically because I know that at some point in time you're gonna draft somebody I want, and I'm picking them. I'm gonna get the Punisher. I'm getting Punisher some way somehow.
All right, F you then. I'm taking Loki.
Not your pick though.
Damn it.
That's my pick.
No, it's my pick. I only pick. Oh no, it's your pick, Brandon. You're right.
I saw you pick too.
We're the third pick, right? With the third pick of the anti-hero draft, I'm picking Namor, the Submariner.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's strong, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So, word. Loki's still available. I'm taking Loki.
Yeah.
And then for my next one.
Hey, God damn it! I'm mad you picked Billy Butcher. I'm so mad at that.
Catwoman.
Oh, that's a good one. So yeah, 4 and 5. Who you got? Oh, no. Brandon.
No, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's my turn again. Okay. I am picking with the the fourth pick?
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Reyes, the Ghost Rider.
No, he's a hero. Robbie Reyes is a hero. He's not an anti.
Yeah, it can't be Robbie. Robbie Reyes.
Come on.
No, Robbie Reyes is the hero, bro.
Like
he's a kid.
Like he
pick any other.
He's
any
never
other Ghost Rider.
He's never done anything evil ever.
So
he saved the multiverse.
Okay, fine. Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze is a hero too.
Johnny Blaze is not a fucking hero. He's an anti-hero.
He's absolutely a hero. No, I'll give you Johnny.
He is not.
I'll give you Johnny Blaze. I'll give you Johnny Blaze. However, he's an agent of heaven, so I don't know if that should count, but yeah, I'll give you Johnny Blaze. I've used up all my vetoes.
All right,
so me next. I get one or two.
You get two.
I'm up next.
No, you just went. Javi's up next.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Javi picked Loki and Catwoman at 3 and 4.
Oh yeah.
You picked 4.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you picked 4 and 5 then.
Mm.
I don't know I don't know if this is gonna get vetoed or not. Battle Beast.
I'm gonna veto that.
Is he? Yeah, is he bad?
Because he was a god hero to his people. All he wanted to do was fight people, and then he ended up being the hero at the end. So that's my veto.
Only because there's no way I can put this team together and not have him. I'm going Jason Todd.
I knew you were gonna pick him. I knew that was coming.
And Javi.
So Battle Beast and Jason Todd. All right. So
I know.
the fifth pick.
Battle Beast was vetoed.
Oh, yes, right. So go ahead.
So are you in there? Oh man, is it my turn?
Nah,
No, he's got to pick his fifth pick.
I got to my fifth pick. Fuck. You know what? I'm going Venom.
Son of a. No, that's fine.
I'm going
With
Venom.
my fifth pick in the anti-hero draft,
That's fine.
I'm picking the Red Hulk Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, good one. Damn good one. And I thought about them too, and I didn't do it.
You took Venom from me, bro. That hurt.
Doug, you picked Billy Butcher just to be spiteful, so yeah, I'm petty enough to do that. Spiteful. So yes, I'm taking Venom from you.
So is
from him.
Is Wolverine considered an anti-hero?
I already have
because he picked Wolverine for his heroes team.
y'all didn't boo at it. I was like, all right, cool.
No, I mean he is definitely an anti-hero, but we can't take Wolverine from
y'all didn't boot it. Y'all didn't veto it. Should have vetoed it. I was like, y'all ain't gonna.
But if Wolverine's technically an anti-hero, I think Damian Wayne is also an anti-hero, and I want to pick him because he's one of my favorite characters in the Bat Family.
I can see Damian Wayne being an anti-hero. You know what's funny? You can make a case that Batman's an anti-hero. Justice League be damned. You can make a case that Batman's an anti-hero.
But it's hard for me to consider someone in the DC Holy Trinity as an anti-hero and not like the archetype of hero-dom or whatever you would call it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I think he's a hero with a dark past, a darkness, but not an anti-hero.
Y'all want to just keep going? Just get 10 out the way, or y'all good with 5?
I think I have one more, don't I?
Nah, that was 5.
Yeah, that was 5. I don't think I could get to 10. I don't think there's 15 more for all of us to pick.
Oh, there's definitely
15. Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
I definitely got one. I definitely got one to clip right now.
Then. Let's keep going.
So I got a second one, right?
Yeah.
Lobo.
He already
picked Lobo.
What?
Yeah, I picked Lobo.
I'm going to go with.
I already got mine.
So I picked Poison Ivy. So I'm going to go with Harley Quinn.
You didn't pick Poison
I did.
Ivy.
I did pick Poison Ivy.
You didn't pick Poison Ivy.
Oh, Poison Ivy.
Damn good pick.
That's a good pick.
She's
definitely an anti-hero now.
Yeah, and she's actually controlled the entire world. So it's a damn good pick.
With the 6th pick, I am picking Elektra.
I'm so mad. She was literally gonna be my next pick. She was gonna be my next pick. I do have an anti-hero on deck. I'm going Age of Apocalypse, Sabretooth.
Yeah. I feel like all the heroes were anti-heroes in Age of Apocalypse.
And number 7, I'm going Deathstroke.
Really?
Yeah.
How is he an anti-hero?
Because he's actually tried
He's definitely an anti-hero. What do you think, he's a villain?
I mean, yeah.
He's not
to the Teen Titans, he's a villain. For sure. He's their number one.
Definitely an anti-hero.
Deathstroke is the Teen Titans like number one adversary.
I mean, and Batman's number one adversary is morals. So
but
I don't have any vetoes left, do I?
No, that's not a veto. I would veto your veto if you tried to veto that.
I was Deathstroke. All right.
Brandon, you're up.
What is the 7th pick?
Yes, sir.
Y'all might veto this, but I'm picking Sinestro.
I'm not going to veto that because he's been on both sides of the coin. He's been on the side of good for a long time too. I'm not gonna veto that. Thoughts, Javi?
I mean, he's literally the avatar of fair in the DC universe, right? Like,
But I'd argue that fear isn't necessarily a bad thing. They did a whole Batman the animated series thing about that, about fear being not necessarily being a bad thing.
No, I'll allow it. All right, it's my turn.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
yeah. I almost went with him. He was also one of my top.
Wow.
He was almost one of my top picks, but I didn't. I ended up not going with that. Javi, you're up next with 8. I already got mine. I'm already set up and ready to go.
Everybody I'm thinking of as an anti-hero that I would pick, we actually picked them for either a villain or a hero. All right. I'm gonna go with this one. I know this is. I don't think. Oh man, you were thinking about him, but I know this is gonna. It's gonna hit you. V for Vendetta.
I wasn't thinking of that, but yeah, I wasn't thinking of that, and that's a good pick too. Really, really strategic, really brutal. Yeah, yeah, good one. Brandon, number 8.
And Baku from the Black from Wakanda.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, like, isn't he a? He hasn't been a villain for a long time,
Yeah.
even in the comic books.
He was a villain first, and then he became
yeah,
a good guy.
Yeah. Especially Ta-Nehisi Coates definitely had him play the hero role, like they. But is he? I feel like he's a hero now, though. You know what?
All right, fuck it. Moon Knight. Go ahead and tell me he's not an anti-hero.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Yeah.
Blame Javi. He vetoed my guy.
That. Yeah. Well, I got my next 2. Number 8, hailing with black hair, played by Dwayne Johnson from Kondak, Black Adam.
He taking Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam?
No, I'm not taking.
You should take Justice Society, Black Adam.
Fuck
Justice
Black
Society
Fuck
of
Dwayne.
America, Black Adam.
Y'all know how I feel about Dwayne Johnson. I know how I feel about Dwayne Johnson. Great at what he does, really charitable, but y'all know how I feel. And number 9, I'm going with the OG Nick Fury from the 616 universe.
Yep.
Y'all can't tell me. Y'all cannot tell me he's not an anti-hero.
What pick are we on?
Brandon, you're on number 9.
Miss Rosenoff, the Black Widow.
These are your last 2.
Sorry. I'm gonna go with Lucifer. DC's Lucifer. Or Vertigo. Vertigo DC's Lucifer. And then
I didn't think about
if
that.
I'm picking him, I'm gonna pick his other. Well, he's an angel. I'm gonna pick another person in that pantheon of power in the DC Vertigo universe. I'm gonna go with Dream of the Endless.
Dream's not a villain. Oh, he's not really.
He's an anti-hero.
Is he though?
I think so.
Does he really interfere?
He teaches lessons.
All right, okay. I'll give you that. Brandon, your last pick.
Oh, you know what? I got a perfect one. Y'all won't see this coming. With the last pick in the anti-hero draft, I'm picking the smartest person in all universes. Rick Sanchez.
That's kind of a cheat code, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would try if I want to be petty.
Bobby, before you say that, since you're picking Rick Sanchez, I'm picking evil Morty.
He's not an anti-hero. He's evil.
He's not evil.
He's not evil.
He's not evil.
You got to catch up, bro. Yeah, watch episodes.
Yeah, he's
watch
not
like
evil.
this season.
He's not evil. Okay.
What did he do that's evil?
Destroy the Council of Ricks and all the people
who are definitely evil.
Who are absolutely dickheads.
Not all of them.
And if you think about it, if there's an infinite amount of Ricks, he literally killed not even a recognizable number of Ricks. So technically, is it murder?
Now you're being specific. Okay. Now you're being technical. Okay. I see what you're doing here.
Are we vetoing? I'm fine. No, we're gonna veto that. You know who I'll go with? If we're gonna veto that, I'll go with Ares from the Marvel Universe.
From Marvel Universe?
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'll go Ares from the Marvel Universe. All right. So with the anti-hero draft, we have, for me, Deadpool, Charles Xavier, Superior Spider-Man, Jason Todd, Venom, Eddie Brock, Age of Apocalypse, Sabretooth, Deathstroke, Black Adam, Nick Fury, the original, and Ares Marvel. For Brandon, we've got Magneto, Lobo, Namor, Johnny Blaze, Red Hulk, Elektra, Sinestro, Moon Knight, Natasha Romanoff, and Rick Sanchez. God damn, I'm mad I didn't think of that. He probably would have been my first pick. I probably would have picked Rick Sanchez first if I would have thought about it. Javi has The Punisher, Billy Butcher, Loki, Catwoman, Damian Wayne, Poison Ivy, Bucky Barnes, V for V Vendetta, Lucifer, Vertigo, and Dream. Does anybody want to?
I have a question, guys. I have a question. So you guys didn't like Dream. Can I replace Dream with a less powerful character?
Who's Dream? You didn't say Dream.
Yeah, I did.
Sandman.
Oh, Sandman.
Yeah,
I'm the Sandman.
That's whatever.
I'll allow Dream. I get it. I'm not gonna be mad at that. He's not necessarily a hero. I could make the argument that he's a construct.
I think he is, and that's why I feel like I want to be consistent because I vetoed somebody. I mean, if you guys want to allow it, that's fine.
All right, so
but like my ethics.
Dream. Who are you going with?
Yeah. Conan.
Yeah, he's definitely a fucking anti-hero. I'm actually shocked you to pick him earlier. I wouldn't even have been mad if you picked him up for the heroes. Javi, do you want to make any trades for Venom or the Superior Spider-Man?
I do want Superior Spider-Man. What do I have?
I'll give you Superior Spider-Man if you give me Loki.
He wants Billy Butcher.
No, I want Loki.
You want Loki?
I want Loki. I absolutely want Loki for Superior Spider-Man.
Honestly, I think Loki at the end of the day would beat Superior Spider-Man, but I feel like Superior Spider-Man is enough of a threat to hold him at bay for a while. So, and that's top 3 villain heroes, anti-heroes in my book. So yeah, I'll allow it.
You're making a trade. You're making Superior Spider-Man for Loki.
I'll make the trade.
All right, Brandon. I know you well enough to know you're not even going to bother trying to make a trade because you know, for as stubborn as you say that I am, you're worse than I. You're worse than me.
I'm the Lord of Stubborn.
All right, that was.
You don't want to make any trades? I can give you Deathstroke for Moon. Nah. Black Adam for Namor.
Oh yeah, I'll take that trade.
Yeah, too bad Too bad it was already rescinded. I thought about that for a second. There's no way in hell. I'm giving you Namor for fucking. I'm taking Namor for Black Adam. All right, everybody. This has been the Old Man Way Show. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Let us know who you will draft. There will be some prizes coming up soon. And as always, be excellent to each other. Peace.
Bald black.
Bald
Black.
black.
Black.